this morning. We are waking up in Sandusky. Yesterday was so much fun meeting up with my brother at Cedar Point. The problem with doing the theme parks and all of those roller coasters yesterday is today I'm having a hard time talking. My voice is scratchy and hoarse, but we'll power through. Today our trip is not over. While planning this, we knew that once we got here to Sandusky to go to the park, we are only like an hour and a half away from Detroit, Michigan, a place that we've never been. So we couldn't come all this way and not go up there and see it since we've never seen it before. That's what the plans are for today. We're gonna head up into Detroit and it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully I can recover from all the screaming and yelling that I did yesterday. Right next to our hotel, there is this building that is abandoned now. It's completely empty. But at one time, and I apologize for my voice, but like I said earlier, I'm going hoarse. But that was a resort at one time. Whenever it would have been opened, it says it was the Maui Sands Hotel. It also has Maui Sands there on the building. I don't know anything about it. You can see that it's all boarded up. Makes me wonder, is there beds in there? Are there TVs in there? I will tell you what caught my eye though was I pulled over here yesterday morning to utilize those trash cans there on the front of the building, and the front door is glass. You can see through it, and it was kind of interesting, which is the only reason why I'm showing it to you. All of this just, it's hanging out here now, sitting abandoned. Look at the theming here on the 4 posts. They're not real wood, they're just made to look like it, with tree branches growing from it and stuff, and vines. But inside of there, if you look through, there's like a whole water park playground area in there with palm trees, and it's just sitting there empty and abandoned. It's wild. It's like somebody raided the ATM machine. Not gonna find any money there. They probably did that so people wouldn't bust out windows trying to get in there to it. You see it's already open, you'll leave it alone, I guess. I just thought that was kind of neat that that water park back there is just sitting in there completely abandoned. But at one time this hotel probably provided a lot of entertainment for people, and now it's just rotting away. There's plenty of other people who have gone in and explored that. I'll try to get you some pictures of the water park itself, and they're abandoned. Somebody doesn't know how to spell scream. There it is down that hallway there too. All right. This is the water park side here. It's just interesting to me that all this has just gotten abandoned and is just sitting here empty and abandoned. But okay, I just noticed that water park in there, and I wanted to show it to you. We are gonna start heading north towards Detroit. So long, like We'll see you later. We are headed north to get to Detroit, and we got to cross over Lake Erie. And it's really interesting. I've never been to a lake in my entire life where I cannot see to the other side. And being at the theme park yesterday, having so much fun, it didn't dawn on me until today that I could not see the opposite side of the lake. I know you guys are probably ready for me to get back to telling stories, and I will. Just a couple of videos from now. We're gonna be checking out Detroit today, and then I'll probably stop in Huntsville on our way back home, and then we'll get back to telling stories along with some Halloween stuff after that. So up in the distance here, it looks like it's a like a power plant, and judging because we're here on Lake Erie, it's probably a nuclear power plant. But you can see the smokestack there, and it looks like it's pretty close to the road. Again, in Alabama, people aren't allowed to get anywhere near nuclear power plants or any power plants. You're kept miles away from them. Like, they have guard gates and everything. And this one looks like we're gonna drive right past it. Wow. It's actually really incredible to me that we're so close to it, and we're gonna drive right by it. It looks like right beside it. Down south, you would never be able to get this close to one of these. It's really cool to see. Welcome to Michigan. Oh, this building in front of us with the walkway looks very futuristic. It's kind of neat. Oh, we're going to go into this tunnel, watch, and then we're going to come out into downtown. Shunka-gunka-gunka. Hello, Detroit, Michigan. Wow, this is pretty cool seeing all this for the first time. I mean, it looks like another big city, but we just find it somewhere right around here, I guess, to park. And just walk around from here. Seems like a good idea. Check it out. They have a bar that just drives around downtown Detroit, and you can go sit at it and get you something to drink, and he'll just drive around. Make you a drink? That's awesome. Playing some music? That's cool. I've never seen anything like it. That's a cool mural there. I've never been to Detroit before, but from what I understand, the murals, the artwork like that are a big part of Detroit. Big platform there that's painted. That's kind of neat. The shape of that building is actually really cool too. Capitol Park, 8 minutes walk. Look at that walkway going across the buildings there. The Detroit police. Giant like fist there hanging. behind it. What do you know? It's a Scientology building. Really? While I was in Portland and in Seattle and in Los Angeles, I pointed out these Scientology buildings. Every time I see one, I think of Tom Cruise and how kooky this whole thing is. Hopefully I am not offending anyone who watches my videos by saying this, but I don't think that Scientology would let any of their people watch my videos anyways. I just think of how kooky this whole cult-like organization is. Every time I see one of these buildings or a Tom Cruise movie. There's some water. Maybe this is a riverfront or a lakefront park or something. So they're doing a bunch of construction in this park. Yeah. Well, look, people, I should have brought one of my Bama Mike stickers. The people have put stickers all up. These, it's kind of wrong though, because these are like monuments they've built for the city. Cadillac Convoy. The landing of Cadillac. After departing Montreal, Antoine de la Motte Cadillac and his convoy of 25 canoes sailed down the river and camped right here on what is now Detroit. Look at the wireless Wi-Fi antennas and the cameras that are watching this park.
Jesus. That is Canada.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Directly across the way where Caesar's is over there. That's Canada.
That's probably as close as I'm gonna get to Canada.
Yeah, this is we're as far north as we can go without crossing over into Canada. I'm glad we walked over here then.
Take a picture.
Across the water there, that is Windsor, Ontario, Canada. There's the GM building there, Chevrolet. That tag up there changes. See, it goes from GM. It'll say GMC and Chevy and Buick, all that.
Did you know?
Yeah, this is the gateway to freedom for African American slaves in America on the Underground Railroad that led them across the way to freedom. Port Detroit, Public Dock and Terminal, the Detroit-Wayne County Port Authority, and the Detroit Police right there. Was that historic?
I don't know.
Hey, look across the way is a Chrysler building. Check out this artwork here outside of the GM building. I'm guessing this is all the different Chevy cars. Looks like Corvettes and stuff. Chevy pickup back there. Stingray. Yep. In the shadow of the GM building down on Riverfront here, they have a carousel. Look how long that bridge is there from the US to Canada. It seems like it's miles long from here. This skyline is amazing, especially from here in this park where the GM building, the giant glass building, is right in your face. Detroit, walking in the downtown area here, it kind of reminds me of Portland, Oregon, or Seattle. I mean, a little bit. It looks quite similar, but in Portland and in Seattle, as we were walking through downtown, all you could smell was like urine. I guess, you know, where people were peeing in wherever they could, homeless people or this or that and the other. But here you don't smell, it doesn't smell like that. It actually, I expected Michigan, I expected Detroit. You kind of think of it as like almost like a dirty city because of all the industrial and the cars, but it's really not. There's not. It's nice. Oh wow, look at the front of the General Motors building there. That's cool looking. We are like your typical tourist. We've never been here before. We don't know where we're going or what we're doing. We're enjoying getting to see something new. Balzuki Live Exotic Entertainment right here. A strip club maybe? That's why they don't have any windows.
Well, I don't want you to get a free shot.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Must be 21 or older to enter. You want to go in there?
No.
Look at the domes on the corners of that building there, probably on the entrances to it. This white car that's about to turn in front of us, that's the Detroit Parking Authority. They were featured on that TV show called Parking Wars, so I guess they're out writing tickets. Oh look, coming towards us. It's gonna take our picture while we're walking here in Detroit. That's kind of cool. You can see a California plate on it. Oh, it's Apple Maps actually. Wow, I didn't know that they had one of the picture cars. So I guess in a few months, maybe everyone will be able to go to Apple Maps and see us right here in front of Jacoby's in Detroit, Michigan. You can see me and Amy walking down the street, maybe. We don't have it where like steam comes up from the sewers and all that, so it's really kind of interesting for us to see. I know someone who lives in the city is probably like, well, that's dumb, but for us, we don't get to experience that. Their courthouse has marble statues of women with their boobs hanging out, and men there with their privates hanging out. It's wild. The snow emergency route. What? We don't have to deal with snow either, so. This building is just absolutely crazy with all the marble statues, and there's a guy up there riding or a woman riding on a chariot, and they carved it all out of marble. This building is just incredible. Directly in front of us there is the tunnel to Canada. What's the chances we're in Detroit and then all of a sudden this comes on the radio? Look at that building there. That's neat looking. We're just trying to do the touristy stuff here in Detroit, so we're going to walk down Woodward Avenue here. This seems to be where everything's at. Like the People Mover. This is the Detroit People Mover. This is the rails you see going around our head. It's kind of like the monorail at Disney, but it's public transportation for the people of Detroit. There's tons of great architecture around the city, like the old church here on this corner across from us. You also have the Fox Theater, where some of the biggest acts in the world have played, musicians and comedics. The Fox Theater is big time. And then just a block down the road, you have the Fillmore. Down the street there, you have Little Caesars Arena, where they play hockey, and I think basketball plays there too. I think it's the Red Wings and the Pistons both play inside of Little Caesars Arena. Detroit has like every major sport out there, between hockey and basketball and baseball and football. Detroit has all of them. So they put a lot into sports here in Detroit. Across the street from the Fox Theater is their baseball stadium, Comerica Park, which is home to the Detroit Tigers baseball team. They have like tiger statues all over the place, including this massive one sitting right out in front here. Directly behind Comerica Park, where they play baseball, is Ford Field. It's, I mean, literally, as you can see, right across the street. Home of the Detroit Lions NFL team. We've actually left the downtown area, but we're not quite through with Detroit yet. There's one more area that we want to see. You know, when we were in Vegas, we went and saw the Pawn Stars Pawn Shop. Well, here in Detroit, they have American Jewelry and Loan, which was on a TV show on like True TV or something like that.
In the heart of Detroit's 8 Mile lies the city's biggest and baddest pawn shop, Hardcore Pawn.
So we thought it would be cool to come check out another TV show pawn store. It looks exactly the same out here too. If you ever watched any of those episodes of the show, it all looks exactly the same. We are in the area of Detroit that is known as 8 Mile. In fact, this pawn shop is in 8 Mile here in Detroit, which is kind of cool. You know, Eminem made 8 Mile famous in his song. They've got all these cars booted, which is kind of wild. Oh, and look, they have like spikes on them, so if somebody tries to roll back on it, it'll pop the tires.
Yeah, there's another one over there. There's a different kind over there.
Yeah, all of these tires are booted. I wonder why. That's kind of weird. The actual like showroom where they put out stuff for sale is only this little square building here. Everything else, all this over here, all of this back here, that is all like their back stock room. This little square here is the only area that you can come in and visit, but they don't allow filming inside, unfortunately. Well, we have wrapped up at the pawn shop here in Detroit, and we're getting back on the road. In fact, we are leaving Detroit's 8 Mile right now. We're going to be getting on the interstate, and we're going to be beginning our 15-hour trek back home. That is going to do it for this video today. Like I said early in this video, I know you guys are ready for me to get back to stories, and we'll be doing that soon. I'm probably going to stop at the Space Center in Huntsville on my way in, but after that, we'll get back to some stories and Halloween stuff. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This was such a fun trip. If you're new here, go down and hit that subscribe button. Then hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. If you're wanting to help support the channel, there's links in the description box below you can check out. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I'll see you again tomorrow. Please stay safe and stay healthy.